In this week's video, we're continuing on our journey, trekking from Bath all the way to Portugal's playground, the sun-soaked southern coast known as the Algarve. We've just sold our house back in the UK, so we're gearing up to emigrate here in the next few weeks. The only snag? We haven't quite decided where in Portugal we want to, live. So while we're navigating this scenic road trip, we'll also be hoping to stumble across the perfect house in the perfect location to call our new home. Before we begin, I just want to quickly jump in and say a massive, great big thank you to all of you absolute legends who have picked up a box of our Blackout Card Couple Edition. 200 conversation starters designed to keep things fresh, keep things spicy, keep things alive in a relationship. So if you feel like you're in that kind of monotonous routine of just like work, TV, dinner, bed, and you want to spice things up a little bit, then these are perfect. So yeah, they're available now on blackoutcards.com if you haven't got any already. Thanks again. You're the best. We love you loads.
We know that there's going to be really hard parts and that we may want to come back to the UK after a few months, but we know deep down that this is what we need to do.
Is it cosy up here?
Yeah.
Is it nicer than being in a proper bed?
Yeah.
This is Mummy and Dad's bed. Mum sleeps there, Dad sleeps there. Kitchen is there. Outdoor setup right now is there. Grumpy little Grayson right there.
Grumpy Grayson! That's a good nickname.
I can honestly say that this move to Portugal is one of the most terrifying things that we've ever done. If it was just Hannah and I doing this, I'd be whistling a jaunty tune, swinging a cane, skipping off into the sunset. But because we have two kids, well, that changes everything.
We're just at the beach in Porto Covo, having a coffee.
We're just terrified of messing up our kids. I think all parents are to varying degrees.
Cheers, honey.
Thank you, Mum. Thank you for giving me the least burnt one.
This move to Portugal, it can't be about what Hannah and I want. It has to be what's best for them.
Did Grandma actually make petrol bombs?
Did Grandma make petrol bombs?
Yeah.
Just because she's Irish doesn't mean she makes petrol bombs.
We need to remember that this move is all about feeling more connected. Not just to each other, but to the world. We just want to feel earth under our feet, We just want to feel like we're more connected to everything. And I feel like the only way we can do that is to just take this leap into the unknown, which is obviously freaking terrifying.
In terms of schooling, we have a few options: homeschooling, online schooling, or put them into schools here. We're not really sure which one we're going to choose yet. I think we are going to try all three and just see which one works best for us as a family.
1,000 miles later, we finally arrived in the Algarve, the final destination of the trip. Our friend Ben and his dog Tiki have this little house that he rents out down here, so we booked it out for about 5 days.
3, 2, 1.
So much to think about. And I kind of feel like it feels like a very different trip this year because most of my headspace has just been, I've just been thinking about lawyers, I've been thinking about, realtors, I've been thinking about contracts exchanging, I've been thinking about dealing with all these different people and, seeing different properties and getting a feel for how much we can afford and what we can afford and can't afford and what we should be doing and shouldn't be doing and understanding the bureaucracy out here. And Hannah was crying yesterday about it. She's like, are we doing the right thing? And I'm a bit thrown out now and thinking, shit, is this the right move? Stepping into the unknown that's exciting, but also fucking terrifying. And I'm really feeling the terror right now, and I'm feeling all that kind of, feeling a bit overwhelmed by it. Anyway, it's a temporary thing, I'm sure. I'll feel fine in a couple of days. Just a bit of a blip. Our friend Ben, who we rent the Airbnb off, he's taken us somewhere which he goes most mornings for an early morning swim where you can watch the sunrise. So we've had to get up super early to come and see it, but we're just gonna go and have a little early morning swim. That was fun. That was great fun.
That's the beak.
That's how it eats.
So that's how they eat. No, he's not alive anymore, but that's...
Can I have the beak?
Yeah, we'll take the beak out. We can cook that a bit hard, but if you touch those, see those, there's like the... Those are his suckers.
Ben does a lot of fishing out here, so he came over in the evening to cook some of the fish he'd caught earlier that day. Ben moved out here about 10 years ago from Cornwall on the west coast of the UK, so it was really helpful to pick his brains about what it's like to live here as a British expat.
We have just got back from a Portuguese farmers market and I'm very, very happy with my little wares from the market. So I thought I would do a little random Portuguese market haul. I just love farmers markets these days. That's where I'm at. That's the stage I'm at in life. First up, I'll do the boring stuff first. Grapes, which we've already eaten like half of. Tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. They're a bit warm because they've been in our camper van, but they are all grown from someone's garden, which I love. Basically, the Portuguese market was just full of like really lovely old, obviously Portuguese people who didn't really speak any English at all and were selling like baskets that they'd woven and like jams that they'd made and things that they'd grown in their gardens. Like it was just so like peaceful and wholesome and lovely, and that's why I love it. Some homemade honey, some hot sauce. This is hot chili peri-peri oil. It was €5 for this tiny little bottle, which in retrospect I'm like, oh my god, that's actually really expensive. And then the last thing I have is some peach jam, which Rufus chose, and he's very, very excited about the peach jam. The peaches out here are so juicy and insane. They're like, you know, peaches in the UK are like rocks. And that is the end of my Portuguese market haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really hoping that when we move here, we move somewhere where I can do that once a week, because I have a ridiculous amount of joy that comes from food and walking around somewhere where I know everything is fresh and homemade, and I don't know, it just fills me with a lot of happiness.
3, 2, 1. Yeah,
You're probably thinking, did we find the house? Did we find the one? I'm pleased to say yes, we did. But there's a slight problem.
You see, they do things a bit differently in Portugal. You see a house you like, you say, yes, I want to buy this house. They then ask you for a 10 or 20% deposit right then and there to secure it. In the UK, we do it a bit differently. We first say, yes, I want the house, and then you have to go through a few solicitors, then they exchange contracts, and then you do the exchange. It's a bit of a longer process. So what that means is we don't want to put down a deposit of 10 or 20%, and then our house sale collapses like it did a few weeks ago, and then we've lost that deposit.
Oh, it's nice getting away from the crowds, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't believe it's gone so quickly, that we've only got like 6 days left or whatever. It feels like we've just blinked.
A week.
We just can't afford to take that kind of risk. So we've had to tell them to leave it on the market, to keep advertising it, and once we've exchanged the contracts, then we'll put the deposit down. So we don't know if we're going to get it yet. We're crossing everything that we do, but we just don't know. Anna and I have just checked in to the worst campsite in the world. That's a title that was given to it by our neighbours who saw us pulling up, and they were like, guys, turn around and get out of here while you still can. This place is a hellhole. It doesn't look great, I'm being honest. There's lots of dogs barking and dishevelled looking buildings everywhere, but that's part of the camping experience, surely, you know? They're not all bougie like Soho houses, are they? They're all a bit grotty. I was like, surely it can't be that bad. He goes, just go and look at the toilets. So I've come to take you to the toilets for the first time, see if he's been a princess or not. Oh, God. I don't think he was being a princess. Look at this. You ever seen that film, The Hills Have Eyes? Oh. Yeah, this is rank. This is like... Oh. Okay, these are the toilets which don't have... You have to basically squat down and do your poos. And this looks like the feet rests are covered in shit. So yeah, I'm not going to be hanging around here for very long. Oh, is this the swimming pool up here? God, it looks like something out of like, you know, like Chernobyl, after Chernobyl went off. I mean, what is that stuff at the bottom of the pool? It's like streaks of like green mould. I can do rustic, but I can't do like post-apocalyptic nuclear wasteland. Oh well, we'll just go to bed tonight and then get up in the morning and then just drive full speed out of this place and never look back. It's good for us anyway. It's humbling. Humbles Hannah, you know. She gets a bit ahead of herself sometimes, living in Bath, mincing around, going to Waitrose. She needs a bit of this. Gives a nice bit of a slap back down to earth for her. Mosquito breeding ground right there. Cat over there, which is definitely going to shit on my table tonight. Did you get in that?
No.
Why?
Because it was like brown stuff in it. What was that?
Do you want to go swimming?
No.
Why?
What was that
You love swimming?
stuff? No, Dad!
What's going on?
God, what's that about?
Thank you, my darling. Just come back with a coffee for me. And when we get back, we've got so much to do. We've got so much to sort out. Pack a whole house up and sell everything, including this camper. Got to sell our beloved camper van, which we're all so gutted about because it's become like part of the family now. We've loved this thing. It was such a great thing to buy for our family. I don't think we would have moved to Portugal without it because it allowed us to kind of get over here and explore this country and really see it.
It allowed us to say that Portugal is our home.
Yeah, it did.
So as it stands, we just don't know at the moment. It's a bit up in the air and we are just going to let fate do its thing.
We're in this weird limbo stage at the moment where we're just waiting for the buyers of our house to sign the contract so we know it's going to happen, and then we can put the deposit down on the house that we love in Portugal. And we're just hoping and praying that it doesn't sell before we get that contract signed. It should happen any day now, but we just don't know.
And if we don't manage to get it, our backup plan is to rent our friend Ben's house in the Algarve for the winter, and that way we can carry on searching.
What makes it a lot less terrifying is the fact that so many of you have supported us with the blackout card business. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who have been kind enough to buy a box of our blackout cards. You guys are the best. I don't know what we'd do without you. We'd be screwed without you, basically. So thank you so much to all of you who have supported us with this. I'll let you know as soon as the contract is signed and we have a date booked in, but we're really hoping to do it before the end of the year, but I'll let you know if it happens. Cool. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.